Thanks very much, Ceann Comhairle. First of all, Minister, can I thank you and thank your officials for the briefing that I got earlier on today, trying to go through these 20 pages of amendments. While I accept that you have flagged these issues at committee stage, and I accept, based on the briefing that I got today, the substantial amount of amendments are in relation to the partner. This is complex to reflect it in the legislation, and that's why we have so many complex amendments here in front of us. But I have to say, Minister, it is not good practice to have 20 pages of amendments here before us today with very short notice to try and interpret them. Not only are we looking at the amendments reflected in this piece of legislation, but this is amending legislation of primary legislation. So you're actually looking at 3 sets of documents to try and decipher what's in it. Now, just from the explanation that you've given us, Minister, you're saying that, and correct me here if I'm wrong, if you have a husband and wife where the farm is in both names or one name, I'm not sure whether it is the case whether it's in both names or one names. As you know, the tradition now is, and the incentive or the encouragement is there, that it's both husband and wife would have their name on the property, and that's transitioning through, I suppose, Irish society. But first of all, Minister, is it the case where either spouse does not have a name on the asset, but would have a legal right to 50% of it? Are they caught under this definition? Secondly, where their name is on that asset. And thirdly, Minister, we're talking about a single asset, a farm. And we have decided, and there's a unanimous agreement across this House, that there will be a 3-year cap on nursing home fees for that particular asset. But you're telling us here now that there's a 3-year cap per individual. So where there's a couple involved, there's actually a 6-year potential cap put on it. So while the belief was that people would only have to pay for 3 years, where there are 2 older people in a nursing home, they will actually have to pay for 6 years before they can avail of the cap. Now that is new, and that was not the belief that we had. The belief was that the asset could only be charged in relation to 3 years, not 6 years. And if you could clarify how that would apply. And then I come back to the related issue in relation to it, Minister, and that is the issue of backdating. Like, the decision was taken 6 years ago to implement this legislation. The government decision was 3 years ago in relation to this legislation. And I asked you at committee stage to consider before report stage, and you might respond to me here, specifically in relation to the example that I gave you. And that was in relation to John and Michael. John signed over the farm in February of 2010 to his son Michael. In totality, the land, the entitlements, everything. John subsequently went into long-term nursing home care in January 2015, and Michael has been paying 7.5% of the capital value of towards the nursing home costs up until now. Now John, his elderly father in the nursing home, is going to have to sign a declaration to make Michael an actual successor, even though Michael has held the land in his own name for the last 11 years. And the difficulty is the 6 years only starts from now. So there is a charge levied against that particular farm for the next 6 years. So we're saying for 17 years that land has either money being drawn off it or a charge placed on it, because the 6 years itself is not backdated to the time of the entry into the nursing home. It's only from here forward, or from the time that the asset was actually signed over. So I think, I accept, Minister, this is very complex legislation. I know it has had a torturous process to get to this stage, but I think those two anomalies are going to cause huge difficulties down the road for many, many farm families. Thank you.